over there. Party over there, as they say, right? Indeed.
I suppose.
Melissa, I had a surprise for you that
You did.
I don't want to say announced because that's a weird thing to say, but I finally made it so that Melissa can hear all of the music and stuff that's on our stream starting soon page, as well as on the review show. You'll get to hear our spoiler alert sound and stuff like that. And then on crossplay, they don't know it yet, but they should also be able to hear all of our transition stuff. So don't tell them, but I'm hoping to surprise them and just do it on the show. Since we don't do that one live, I'll just be like, okay, time for housekeeping, and then I'll hit the button, and they'll be like, what? What was that? Oh my god!
You're a wizard.
Yeah, I am a wizard, Harry. I think that's how it went, right?
Yeah, Hagrid was introducing himself.
I'm a wizard, Harry. So are you. Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 116 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. I was about to say the review show, but that's not the right one. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined, as always, by Melissa Wilkinson.
Yes.
How you doing, Melissa?
I'm good. I'm cold.
It's starting to get cold outside.
It's that liminal period during the year where you're like, I think I can just leave the AC and heater off.
Yeah.
Like, I think plain temperature outside will be livable. And I have been very chilly all day, but I'm trying to stick it out one more day so I can, I guess, save myself $4 on my bill at the end of the month.
Yeah, it's starting because it's not cold outside during the day, or at least most of the days. There's might be some days where it's a little chilly, but at night it's starting to get cold where it's in the low 60s and stuff, and that's if you want to leave your window open, you can. You probably missed the window, no pun intended, of when you can actually have your window open all night. But if you have extra blankets and stuff, it's perfect. Just let's get all cozy and cuddle up. It's good. It's good.
This is double blanket time. All the way across the bed.
Yeah.
So intense.
Yeah, my roommate got me this Spider-Man blanket thing. Yes, it is great. And it's not a quilt. It's fairly thin, but it's good enough as just an extra top layer.
Yeah.
Where it's just it just adds that extra oomph.
A glaze.
Right? Yeah. It's a good glaze on the donut that is me in bed.
Yeah, I gotta get me a new bed glaze.
It's good. It's good. So what have you been up to this week?
I'm 30 now.
Yeah, you
I don't
are.
know how to feel about that.
So happy birthday.
Yeah, it's too many. I don't know how I feel about being 30. I feel like I should have done more with my life by this point.
Okay. What when you were 10 years old and you thought 30, man, that'll never happen. What were you imagining that you would have accomplished by now?
A husband and a house. Those are the two main things.
Okay. I mean, that's you never know. Sometimes that stuff just kind of falls into place at the right time, right?
Like in Wizard of Oz.
Sure.
A house just fell.
Just falls.
That could happen to me.
I'll take this one.
Right, this lady's not using it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's right. You do have this mindset or goal to just be I just want to be a good old housewife.
Yeah, I'm a very
worker.
domestic-focused person. Yeah, business is good. I'm happy. I have a career. I have a career that I truly enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I have this side career, which I don't actually make money from, but it's enough of a responsibility that I'd call it a career.
It certainly takes up a lot of our time, right?
Yeah. I theoretically could make money from it if
Hopefully one day.
you know, if you yeah. Well, it's not out of the
Like,
question.
Melissa,
So
we earned enough to give you
is good.
$1. Here you go.
That's all I want by the time I turn 31. It's just like, can we get one more Patreon supporter? That would be
Right.
nice. But yeah, I have a career, which is good. I'm like this dual like businesswoman, domestic lady, which isn't uncommon. I feel like that's the typical lady nowadays.
A domesticated
Typical anybody.
woman implies that business
But I'm-
women are not domesticated, which I feel like also fits.
Yeah, I am. I got a real focus on that husband, house, 2 kids, large dog, family vacation in Disney World kind of life.
Sure. Ideally speaking, are you living close to Disney World, Disneyland, or are you rich enough where it doesn't matter and you still have like year-long season passes or something?
No, like I want to live here. I'm not going anywhere
Okay.
else.
Okay, that's fair.
I have very small goals, but I take them very seriously.
Hey, small goals are good because that means they're obtainable, right? And you can actually like work towards them and you see progress. That's why I'm still sitting there being like,
Hopefully.
100 subscribers on YouTube. We are 8 away. Please help us out. We can do it. 8 people.
You can see that number tick up, though. I don't have like, when you see a telethon and they've
63
got,
days
like, a
away
thermometer.
from that husband. Here we go.
Right, I don't have that. I don't have like I'm filling in the whiteboard higher and higher with a red line till it hits husband. It's just this amorphous thing that I can't actually work towards every day. It's just like, well, I put on lipstick, so maybe that does something.
That works.
Yeah.
That works. Well, I'm not too far behind you.
Yeah.
Mine is in about a month-ish. Because today is the 16th. Yeah, so a month and 3 days. And I will be 30 as well. I don't know if I had, like, goals like that, though. Like, the one thing that I knew from, like, a young age is that I wanted to be an artist. Like, I was in elementary school when that, like, light bulb was just like, yes, that is what you will be. Do that thing. So I guess I technically kind of achieved that goal, right? Like, that's what I graduated college for. My job is very slightly tangentially related to that. But then, yeah, there's this. Like, I get to do all of this content creation and stuff like that. I have fun with that, I don't get paid to do it, but all our Patreon support goes back into making the show, which is fantastic. That we have a little bit of that taken off of our shoulders and stuff. But yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with my life. Like, I feel confident in saying that like where I'm at right now, I feel good. I feel happy.
That's nice. Yeah. That's something I aspire to. I don't know if I'm there. I feel like I should be.
You'll get there one day.
Yeah.
You'll get there, indeed. So let's see. Besides you hearing all of the music and sound stuff, which
highlight of the week.
By the way, I think it also works so that when I'm like playing a YouTube video, you can hear that too at the same time.
Nice.
There should be. I don't know if I can do it in the middle of the stream. We'll have to experiment with that. But OBS just updated so that I can now set like what people see on stream as a virtual camera for what you see, Melissa. So I don't know if I can like toggle that on and off during a stream, like while we're recording, but it's possible that I could just be like, here, I'll, instead of like you looking at me in this camera, you get to see like the captain's log background and all of that stuff, you know?
Oh.
But I did some work on the stream, kind of. Let's see here. What is going on? Jack is in the chat and says she can't hear anyone. That is not good.
Whoa.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Oh, I just heard an uh-oh. So wait, can you hear Melissa? Melissa, say something.
Hi, it's me, your friend from before.
Okay. Did you hear Melissa? I'm typing this in on Twitch chat as we are
to solve this live on the air.
Right? Yeah.
We have a puzzle
Troubleshooting. Yes, no Kyle. Okay, they can't hear me. Why can they not hear me? My microphone is going to, let's see, where's audio? It should be on. It's on. I don't know why it's weird. Why is it not picking up?
When you gave me the music, did you give me all your sound and nobody else gets to have any sound?
Maybe. Let's see. Let's do this. All right, midstream. Okay, here we go. Experiment.
Okay. Oh, it's science class.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how do I do this? Okay, go into add audio input capture. We want to do existing my mic. Check. No. Okay, that didn't do it. That wasn't it. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I need. I need this. Can you hear me now? That I hope that worked. I think that worked. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, okay, that worked. I see what
You've
happened
done
there.
it.
I'll have to go back and fix that on stream for down the road on all the rest of our scenes and stuff. Mystery solved. Melissa, we are unofficial crime solvers.
Yeah, I think that's better than being an official crime solver.
Right?
I don't want to put my badge on anybody's desk if I don't have a badge.
Yeah. You know what that means? That probably means that I need to go in, and when I do the like solo Kyle thing here, it also won't have my microphone on that. Audio input capture. Add existing mic. Okay, that one should have it. And then I'm going to add it to Melissa's as well. Problem solved. I was in the middle of explaining that I did some work on the podcast stuff, so that's why it probably got messed up. Let me exit out of studio mode. Cool, there. So, yeah, I did some work on the podcast stuff, both on the background for this stream, the Captain's Log, and the review show. I darkened the backgrounds so that our cameras stood out a little bit more, because we have like a moving animated background thing. And that it was just it's neat. I like it, but I don't want it to be distracting. So I darkened it up, and it was just like let's go with that. And then because of that, I had to redo our social media like stuff, because they were blending in the background too much when it was dark. So now you guys already saw them on here once, but I'll do them again. But now they're just white, and you can see them there. Fascinating stuff if you are listening to this as a podcast and you cannot see anything that we are
this is your backdoor tactic to get people to look at the YouTube videos. If you just keep talking about
Melissa,
them.
you're starting to get it. There you go. Good stuff. I like it.
Speaking of visual entertainment, for my birthday this week, I took a day off work.
Nice.
But you know I rarely do. So truly, this was an occasion.
Good for you. Yeah.
And my mom and I went to the art museum. I figured that was a safe enough activity because it's such a spacious, high-ceilinged building.
Hopefully
and
art
you already
won't
don't
cough
touch anything
on
or
you,
get
right?
near
Yeah.
anyone.
Like, this art is coughing on me. Oh no. That'd be bad. So, how was the art museum? What was the one you went to?
The St. Louis Art Museum.
Cool.
The one we have.
Cool, good. I don't know if it was like we have a MoMA something here or not. I don't
do
know.
have a contemporary art museum somewhere, but I've never been to it because I think it's trickier to get to, and also you probably have to pay to get there. The art museum is free.
Gotcha.
And it was my favorite place to go when I was a little kid, and it's still my favorite place as an adult. I love the art and I love the whole building. It doesn't have a fountain in there, but it used to have a fountain, and the place still smells like a fountain.
Gotcha.
So it just smells like paint and fountain.
Okay.
I love the sweeping architecture, the high ceilings, the big steps. I love all the rooms. I love that the art museum is this immutable century-plus old building. But they move stuff around just enough that, like, you never really know where anything is. This is why I was so attracted to it as a child. It was like this shifting mystery wonderland where it's like, I know this thing exists somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And you're in one room and you have no idea how to get to another room or how far back you are or any sense of direction or navigation. You're sort of lost and you keep turning around and finding more paintings,
Right,
which
yeah.
I truly enjoyed. I love the illusion of being lost without being actually lost.
Okay, yeah. Like
It was good.
I can get that from an art museum. Especially ones that like they try and lead you through like an actual like exhibition, and it's not just like we have an open space and that's it, but ones that like go down these dark pathways and stuff like that, and you're just like, I don't actually know where I am in this building, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Love
fun.
that feeling.
That's
Not
good
knowing
stuff.
where I am in a building, but how bad off can I be? All I know is that I'm in a building. Like, nobody's ever gotten disastrously lost within one building. Maybe you have if you're a child, but if you're a 30-year-old woman,
Right.
I think you're always okay.
Most of the time. So what was the exhibit that was going on? What were they showing?
Oh, they didn't. I'm sure they had a special exhibit, but we didn't get to it. We just went to see the classics. You know, you had to see water lilies, the ballerina, the naked ladies painting at a turtle.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
There's a painting of just these three naked women on a beach, and there's like a little turtle there, and there's like pointing at the turtle. It's pretty great.
Like, you're naked too.
Oh, I don't know if a turtle is naked.
I guess they have their shell.
It's like a coat and a house.
Yeah, it's a house. Is that what you would call it?
Shell is fine.
Shell is fine.
Nature already solved this for us. We don't need a new portmanteau. Yeah, there's good stuff in there. I looked at all. I took a bunch of pictures. And one thing I tried to do this visit is not just look at the art, but look at all of the stuff around the art. Like, really stop and soak
yes,
in.
this
like,
wall is really painted white. Yes.
Well, exactly. No, like, not all the walls are white. A lot of them are these, like, beautiful muted jewel tones.
Sure.
Like, I was daydreaming about the art museum, and I would think about the color that the wall is beyond the art.
Beyond
and, like, the way all the
art.
frames looked. And, you know, like, the way the couches look and the crown molding on the ceiling, like, the whole building, all its different facets.
I gotcha.
I love it all.
It's been a while
I looked at all my pictures.
since I've been to a art museum.
Oh, it's wonderful. Like, I went New Year's Day last year because it was open, and we took my niece for her, like, first attempt at going to an art museum when she was just, like, 2.5.
I
She
see.
was whelmed by it. She didn't have a bad time, didn't have a good time, just sort of
Like, so we're here.
gawked at stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. She might enjoy it more now. She's almost 4.
Okay. That's good. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was a good birthday.
Yeah, it was very soul nourishing to get back in the art museum again.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Melissa, we have some catching up to do.
Oh, we do?
We do. Last week here on the show, we did a fantasy candy giraffe, or a candy fantasy giraffe.
Fantasy draft about real candies.
Yes.
We didn't make up new fantastical candies.
Though that might be fun too, to see it, like how difficult it would be for us to come up with new candies.
Or like we're only drafting fictional candies. Like, yeah, I want the Reptar bar and the the fizzing Whizbees.
Yo, they should make a Reptar bar. I would love those.
They have. There's never been one that I think has made it big enough that it's like, yeah, you can buy it in a 7-Eleven.
Reptar bar images. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I see a Reptar bar that's basically just like a mint chocolate thing. It looks like some kind of like mint chocolate covered in chocolate.
Ooh, yeah, it looks gooky.
That's not bad.
I like it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this is it says this is coming to stores in 2017. So it probably came to a limited number of stores 3 years ago.
It probably
Great.
came to like Toys R Us in their last year.
Here to close out the house, the Reptar bar.
Yeah. But yeah, so we had this fantasy draft thing last week, so we didn't really get to talk about much like news of the week like we kind of like to here, or at least our entertainment news of the week. But we did get a big old bomb drop last week that Doctor Strange supposedly has a fairly major role in Spider-Man 3. Whatever this Spider-Man 3 movie might be called, which I think lends credence to the multiverse theory thing is happening. Yeah, more so than it already has. So let's talk about that, because I know we both really want to talk about it and to dissect it and be like, okay, what is happening now?
I'm so excited for this. First off, multiverse aside, I think that after his experience in Infinity War, I think it's good for Peter to go spend some time with Doctor Strange after they both, had this big important moment with Tony.
Hi,
and now Tony's gone.
Hey, Hater, I'm Doctor Strange. Oh, so we're using our made-up names, huh? Okay. I'm Spider-Man.
Oh man, what if he still doesn't understand that is his literal driver's license name?
I'm sure that will be in there. He's like, wait, so that is your real name? So you're literally Doctor Strange? Wow.
You're channeling some great Spider-Man energy here.
Yeah. That you know what that's my goal. By the time I'm 30, I have a month left. I want to be Spider-Man. Yeah.
I want to achieve 17-year-old boy energy.
Yeah.
13 years late.
I missed it, so I'm going back.
Right. I still wish I was a teen sleuth.
Jack, we have to go back.
We have to accomplish our teen dreams.
Yeah. No. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm excited for it. It looks like they are putting together what we have wanted them to put together. And what's interesting to me is that now Phase 4 has been realigned so that we're getting WandaVision, we're getting Spider-Man, and then we're getting Multiverse of Madness. Whereas previously it seemed like Multiverse of Madness is we're opening the door for future weird things to happen. And now it seems like other stuff's gonna set it up.
I think
and
I
Multiverse of Madness
did know
is gonna
that,
be more
actually.
of a... Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be more of a culmination of weird
Yeah.
things instead of the introduction
'Cause
of weird things.
I was talking about this with a friend of mine in another Discord channel, and we were just kind of positing of what could happen, what what stories might they do here. He put forward the idea of one more day. Now, if you're a Spider-Man fan and you know this story, you're probably like, ooh, please don't do one more day, because a lot of people don't really like that story. But and at first, I was like, no, I don't see them doing that story. But the more I thought about it, the more I think it makes sense to do that story. Because, yeah, we do have WandaVision, and we know that she's starting to lose her power, not lose her powers, but like things are getting messed up.
She's more power than mind.
Yeah,
the mind is what's going.
She's starting to figure out her like reality bending powers, reality manipulation stuff, and so yeah, I think she's going to end up screwing with things big time. And yeah, I think with Spider-Man being the next thing we see, assuming that things won't get delayed yet again, you said that would be the next thing that we see, or like the next.
In terms of no, that's not the direct line, because it's going to be WandaVision, then Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, maybe. I forget what's all arranged for next year. There is a gap between WandaVision and Spider-Man, and then maybe there might be another thing or two between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
Of these three things, though, right? They're in that order. Okay, because Shang-Chi, let's be honest, is not going to be dealing with multiverse stuff. He's going to be like down to earth on the streets, kung fu, mysticism, stuff like that. But Black Widow, I'm pretty certain that's really not going to be dealing with. I mean, there might be hints of some stuff in there, but in all of these things. But yeah, I think WandaVision really is going to be the thing that will screw things up. Spider-Man is going to be the first like major time where like it's starting to get out to the other characters in the MCU that things got messed up. Right? Like, they might not have noticed it yet. And so Spider-Man is being like, it's that meme. It's that Spider-Man. Like, but you're Spider-Man. I'm what's going on here? And I think it's going to be that. Like, I don't know what the name of the movie will be. I'm still sticking with Home Invasion for right now, because I think that's a good name for this invasion of all of these, multiverse things coming in. But back to one more day, right? Multiverse stuff has gone wrong. Things are gonna happen. We know Electro from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies is gonna be in this, so he's gonna be like, another Spider-Man, what do we do? And then he's probably gonna fight all of that stuff. How much did he know about? Like, now I have to go back and rewatch those to be like, how much did he know about Peter Parker and stuff like that? Does he know Spider-Man?
Electro?
Yeah, is Peter Parker? Is he gonna be like, hey, I know who Aunt May is, I'm gonna go attack Aunt May? Because my theory is that somehow Aunt May will get hurt, right? And with Aunt May hurt,
I want to protect all three of them.
Right, with Aunt May hurt, with Spider-Man's secret identity now out there because of J. Jonah Jameson, right? He's screwed, and so he's like, I need some kind of magic to stop this. Doctor Strange, right? Help me with your magic stuff. So I think, he's basically gonna go to Doctor Strange to be like, can you reset my secret identity? Can you bring back Aunt May? if Aunt May's
So
dead.
what you're thinking, you're not even thinking about Mephisto. You're thinking Doctor Strange is magic enough to fill the Mephisto type role in this series.
Exactly. And I think he's going to be like, hey, I can do some of the stuff, but there will be, I don't know, some kind of consequence equivalent exchange thing. Something like, yes, I can do this, but you're going to need to sacrifice X, Y, and Z, right? Maybe this is where, with him and MJ just starting to admit that they have a crush on one another, and maybe by this time when we see the movie, they're already in a relationship, right? Maybe that's a thing, and he's like, I will give up my relationship with MJ. Or to bring my mom back, or to reset my secret identity, or something, right? But then, that's how he gets Doctor Strange's help, and then Doctor Strange then goes on into his own film to be like, well, geez, this multiverse, huh? Okay, I'm gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah. Oh, gee. Oh, yeah. Man. Oh, the boy just made a mess of things. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's my theory right now, my working theory of how those ones will go. But then, yeah, we still have things sprinkled in between that.
Right. There's so many. I know there are so many ingredients left to come. And there's so many other characters to do things with. What's Flash Thompson going to be doing in that storyline? I need him to be doing something.
If he can be searching for his alternate reality self, that would be a great storyline.
So he's like, Peter's finding an alternate version of him. Where's alternate me?
Yeah. Oh, I bet he's rich. I bet he's like super handsome. And he's on this like live stream hunt to go find his doppelganger.
He just gets lost in the multiverse, and he just shows up and Let There Be Carnage. Like, he's just over here now. We can't get him back to 616. He lives here.
Actually, you might be onto something. What if he's searching for himself and he ends up meeting Tom Hardy? And he ends up meeting Venom because Flash Thompson has precedent in the comics to be Venom. He's maybe a little young for him in there, but still, like, I don't know. I haven't seen those Venom films yet still, or just one film,
Venom.
But
you should watch
Venom.
Oh,
man.
Venom,
There's so much
I assure you Venom is worth the cost of admission.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's tons of stuff. Whew.
It's exciting. This is really this has been great for culture at large, I think, to have a Spider-Man to wonder about.
Yeah. Though I'm wondering so as much as we are like, this is exciting, the possibilities are endless, we can do this, we can do that, what if Venom, what if this, what if that? How much of this is just them reacting to the success of Into the Spider-Verse and then being like, hey, let's make that happen, but for the MCU. Let's make it live action.
Maybe. I don't know if that's really a problem, though, because I think that's something people have been wanting. Could we see all these guys together if we know that Spider-Man is a particular vein? It's a particular story where like multiverses are a thing. Like they particularly apply here. Like this is the franchise designed to do it.
Well, that's the thing.
You've got all these multiple versions.
That's a more recent thing. Like, I mean, it like for Spider-Man in general, he's more about clones and all of that stuff than he is like alternate dimensions. Like that's more of a Fantastic Four thing.
I've never personally encountered any media where Spider-Man has a clone. Like I've only heard about it secondhand from you, and every time you bring it up, I've forgotten about it from the last time you brought it up, and it's a shock every time.
Yeah, like that. I don't know. Like that's one of the things that I think is it was a big moment in Spider-Man's history. I think a lot of people view it as maybe the more ridiculous side of Spider-Man.
Yeah, a little shark jumping.
Sure, but then now it's gone from clones to multiple universes, and like if cloning is jumping the shark, then multiple universes for Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I'm not opposed to it. I love Into the Spider-Verse. I thought it was fantastic. Both the movie and the comics it was based off of, all of that stuff. Like, I don't mind Spider-Man going into a dimension hopping adventure. That's fine. But it's never really been his thing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, that's more Fantastic Four. Let's go on a science adventure, multiple universes, the Negaverse, like all of that stuff.
As an outsider to comics, I feel like Spider-Man does lend himself to a multiverse because his whole life hinged on this one moment where the spider bit him, and that was completely random. The spider could have bit anybody.
Sure.
And I feel like that initial premise does open itself up to a world of sliding doors. What if the spider bit him at a different time?
Yeah.
What if it bit somebody else? What if he rearranged his life so that he could, if he was more open with people, he's got the world where he never tells Aunt May and MJ, and the world where he does, and he doesn't live a double life. Like, the people in his private circle are aware, like, oh, there goes Peter. He's got to go swing around the city again.
Yeah. That makes sense. But and like, that's the thing. Like, he's always had different versions of, and I say versions vaguely, because again, clones. Like, there are clones of Peter Parker running around in 616, right? Like, they're out there, or there used to be, and then there wasn't, and then there is, and who knows? But yeah, like, that's the thing. So like, I see different versions of him. I'm okay with that. I like the direction that they're going. I like that they're taking it in that direction. But it's just it's an interesting thing to see that, like, this one was super successful, and now they're kind of going in that same direction with that. I wonder if it's going to, because that's the thing. Now, if that's the direction they're going in, they have shoes to fill. Of like, is this, dimension hopping Spider-Man story gonna be as good as Into the Spider-Verse?
I think they're gonna be very different approaches, because Into the Spider-Verse was a lot of stuff that, for the average person, we hadn't seen before. Like, I knew there was a Spider-Gwen. I knew the basic existence of these characters, but like, I'd never interacted with them. And there was a story about finding a lot of new things. And this live action one is going to be more of a look back instead of a look forward. It's like, we're going to bring the old guard out for like one last fight. And by old guard, we mean a guy who was in a movie like 6 years ago.
Yeah. There's of course, once they announced Electro and once they announced Doctor Strange, rumors abounded that they was like, oh, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in talks and stuff like that. And I saw some people getting like, it's finally happening, they're doing it. I was like, this isn't substantiated. No one else is reporting this. This is the only website that is reporting it. Doesn't that seem strange? Like,
yeah, I mean,
could still happen.
Seems like the way they, this seems like the way they are going. It's fun to daydream. We need things to hope about, but we'll see. We'll see what avenue they are going to take. Like, a hint of this at all, what we have to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, if I just J.K. Simmons showing up at the end of Far From Home is like such a bright, shining beacon of the 21st century. Like, if we don't get more than that, that's still plenty to be happy about.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I cannot wait, though.
Yeah.
Stuff is going to be good. The MCU, like, I'm excited for the new MCU stuff because basically a fresh start with what we're getting now, right? Like they've done the Infinity Saga. They're done with that. They can start their next saga. Who knows if it's going to be the Annihilation Saga or who knows what, right?
Yeah, or a set of mini sagas, whatever it is they feel like doing. Like,
it's good stuff. I'm excited.
I'm cool to let them have just like whatever kind of exploratory period they need to have after, like, okay, we pulled this all together over 23 dang movies. Like, it doesn't seem that long. The MCU doesn't seem that big until you stop and say 23 movies.
Mm-hmm. And arguably some TV shows and stuff like that.
And more to come.
You know, well, TV shows that have already existed and been out. But yeah. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. I didn't read much into this, but did you see this whole thing about the Disney reorganization and streaming? Like they're going to be like, hey, we're focusing on streaming in 2021 and beyond. Did you look into all that stuff?
I looked at it, but I feel like it's a combination of clear, obvious things. Like, yes, of course you're focusing on streaming, and like really high-end, complex business stuff that doesn't have a lot to do with the average person's experience.
Yeah, it really doesn't. But I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to, yeah, it looks like Disney has found a fairly good success rate with Disney Plus, and they like it, and they want to put more content out, which would be my critique with that. Like, I know we're about to get season 2 of The Mandalorian the end of this month here, but like, yeah, besides that and the Marvel TV shows that are coming out, like, don't have many big high profile things. So I would like to see them focus on that more and start, you know, like making new IP and stuff like that, and have it be like that, you know, their big flagship title. Because like when you go into my watch list on Disney Plus, which I basically just use as like a catalog of like, here's all the things that I like, right? It's not the stuff that like I'm going to watch this next and then that thing. It's all Marvel and Star Wars. That's basically it. So it's like, I like that stuff, but I want something else.
They've got neat stuff on there. They have a pretty impressive like nonfiction lineup. Like their docu-series are really good.
Yeah, that stuff is good.
Oh, they put out a new Henson property. People seem to like Earth to Ned. I don't know. Like they've got stuff out there, but you're right. They don't have any. They've got The Mandalorian and not yet anything else on The Mandalorian's level.
Yeah.
But I know they're going to grow to that. And I was listening to my favorite Disney podcast today, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority. Mm-hmm. When we get any kind of Disney news, I'm always like, I'm going to wait and see what they have to say about it.
That makes sense, yeah.
And they're like, it seems like Disney is going to start this approach where Disney Plus is going to be a higher probability for any project that they're starting.
Yeah.
Like they're going to get into a project and it's no longer going to be a given that, oh, this is just going to go into a theater. It's going to, the theater is just going to kind of shrink a bit. They'll still make theatrical items.
Right, yeah.
You know, but it's just sort of, we're going to look at everything. Will this go to the theater? Will this go to Disney Plus? You know, will we make this a ABC family freeform original movie? What will we do with this? Everything, they're kind of leveling the playing field among the various options they may use.
Yeah, and
maybe like getting deep into a project and then deciding where does this fit instead of saying from the onset, this is a theatrical film.
There was that, and then I think with the delay of No Time to Die, yet again, I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think it was AMC or something that was basically just like, that's it. Like, we're going to have to shut down a bunch of our locations, if not all of them. So I think this is also them kind of being like, hey, we can do what we did for Mulan, where it's just like, hey, if you want to watch this brand new AAA level movie, it's $30 right now. You know, and then a month after that, it's like, hey, now you can if you want to watch it on iTunes or something, it's $20 or something. I'm not sure what they did with the prices, but they like set to be like, hey, if you want to watch it on iTunes or on Amazon, you can now do that stuff. And then I think they said Christmas it was going to be free on Disney Plus, is what I'm waiting for.
I think so.
Something like that. Like I'd be fine with that. Like I'm good with that. I don't want to pay the $30 for most of their films, but if they ended up doing that with like an Ant-Man or something, right? Like hell yeah. I'd be up for that.
Yeah, I do like the idea that having more options means they will pursue various levels of types of films. Like it's not going to be like your made-for-TV movie and your tentpole blockbuster. Like there's going to be a great range of types.
Give me
and
a
like very
miniseries.
Specific things in the middle.
Give me a miniseries of like, hey, it's 3 episodes. That's it. It's just a extra long, low budget movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Who knows? Could be neat.
Yeah.
Could be neat.
Yeah. And I think the theatrical experience isn't going to go away. It may narrow in scope to fewer films that are bigger instead of a lot of films that aren't as tent-poley. But something I've been thinking about is like a way theaters could bring in some extra money is like turning movies into these big whole themed nights, maybe in conjunction like with the support of whatever the production company is, whatever the studio is. Like if Sony, I think it is, designed like a whole night around No Time to Die. It's like you're back in the theaters, you can go to the theaters again, you're going to go see No Time to Die. You'd pay $15. For $50, you're going to get like a limited edition, like fancy ticket, not like a little paper stub that looks like any other paper stub.
Commemorative thing.
Commemorative thing. And it's like, we have custom cocktails for you. You can get the Vesper Martini. We've made like a special menu for you.
I think
we decorated the theater a little bit.
I think if they did that, that would be on the, it would be the responsibility of the theater. I don't know if Sony or whoever made the movie, like Disney, would mandate that or do stuff like that. I think that would be theater to theater.
Well, if they made their own event out of it, or if it was something where like the studio was like, we suggest this if you feel like doing it, if you want the cash out of it, and you kick us a couple dollars. Yeah, we planned whatever we made a cocktail menu for you.
Because the thing that I heard was that basically the distribution companies were basically put in place to stop the movie studios from buying up theaters. And there's something in the law there with that. And so they have to then, like, I guess, hire these distribution companies to get their movies out in theaters, or I'm not sure exactly how it works, but there is that middleman with the distribution company. And it's like, I think they're starting to realize now, like, hey, if we just put this on our own streaming service, we don't have to deal with that middleman. We don't have to share profits, or we don't have to pay them, or who knows what. Like, we just cut them loose and deal with us. That's it, right? And they're just like, that's so much easier. So, who knows? We shall see. But yeah, like I think I'd be into more eventized, like, theatrical stuff.
Yeah. Because it's such an event in my life already. It would be nice if like a theater treated it as specially as I think about it, And there are like times where it's like we're marathoning all the Harry Potter movies before Deathly Hallows Part 2 comes out at midnight. Or like, if you show up to the midnight IMAX premiere, you get a limited edition print. But I want like, or maybe they'll throw like a cocktail in the MacGuffin's bar.
Fandango kind of does stuff like that. It's not all that fantastic. fantastic.
Like the Fathom events.
But like if you're a like Fandango VIP, sometimes you can like spend points on like a limited edition print of the movie that's been signed by all of that stuff. Jack says, can you imagine watching episodes of Mr. Robot in a movie theater? Yeah, like I could see them doing stuff like that, where like TV shows even have it be a weekly thing. Like, hey, on Sunday nights when this show comes out, like we're watching the new thing of this, watching the new episode of Mandalorian. Something like that might be neat.
Yeah, I think theaters are an important resource, and I think in general, like, they're in a rough spot, but nobody wants a theater to go away. Even the people that are pushing things towards the streaming service, like, in their private lives, everybody loves a movie theater.
Yeah.
If movie theaters went down, like, no matter who you are, you would be bummed about it.
I can see the ones...
So I know there's going to be,
Yeah. Go ahead,
some
sorry.
sort of saving grace. No, I'm just like, there's some sort of saving grace. We just don't, we can't plan for it yet exactly. They're probably going to start things up like normal sometime next year, see what happens, and then we're going to have to do some extra planning of just people going to the theater again like regular doesn't cut it.
I can see the stuff like the Alamo Draft House being the stuff that really survives, since they are it's a nicer thing. You go there, you can eat, you can drink, right? They can do, I think there's certain ones that are like 18 plus or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're like, they could do like a 21 and up night where it is like a James Bond double feature, and we have a vodka martini shaken, not stirred, that is served to everyone. You get like one free martini, and then the rest are like $2 each, right? So something like that would be neat, because it is more of an event, and I think people will miss that. So
yeah, I'd love for them to do it for movies that have already happened. Like, I want to relive the experience of seeing Endgame again. Like, I want to go to a theater again. I want to dress up again.
Yeah.
And I want you to, like, decorate the theater, like, present me with a spread. We've made you the Hulka Hulka burning fudge ice cream that they mentioned in Infinity War. It's an entire Hulk-themed menu. We made you, like, his breakfast that he's eating. Do you want one of Ant-Man's tacos? We put flowers in the theater. I really want there to be decorations.
that would be great.
I want them to, like, change up the lighting in the theater.
You want that like 4D cinema. Have you been to one of those things where it's like you've
no.
probably
I don't think
have you been to like one of those Disney rides where it's like it's the pirate adventure and they'll like spray water in your face, or there's like
I've been on Soarin'. Yeah, I want a Soarin' experience. I want
they have that stuff
like
out there. It's some kind of like cinema 4D thing.
Like the 4DX. I've heard about them for sure. I don't think we have one around here. We have some good IMAX theaters, but I don't think we have a 4DX cinema. But I don't want it to be as ride-ified as that. Look, all I want is like,
whoa,
maybe
we're going on an adventure. your seat is like
you don't have to spray a
down.
scent at me, but maybe like you burn some candles in the theater
man, Hulk
before
fart.
we all got there, and it still kind of smells like a tropical forest, whatever. And like I said, I'm gonna spend the week thinking about ways you could decorate a theater. And I will get back to you.
What does Hulk's apartment smell like?
Oh man, probably like something nice. I feel like Bruce Banner doesn't take care of himself very consistently, but the one time he's like, okay, I gotta make an effort. Like, he knows how to buy himself high-end stuff. Like, he probably has like one very nice candle.
I feel like it would just be a mess. It'd smell like Axe body spray. Because that would be the one thing.
He's got hired.
I mean,
he's got better
he does,
taste
but
than
like
that.
between him and the Hulk, like he spends a lot of time as the Hulk, right? So that the time he does spend as Bruce Banner, I'm sure the last thing on his mind is like, when was the last time you showered? Right? So it's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go get like a lifetime supply of Axe body spray and just have that, and we'll be good.
No, he's gonna get a lifetime supply of like something nicer than that.
Old Spice.
Maybe, yeah. You know, like whatever was around when he was a kid. I'm looking at 4DX theaters and there are not any. I would have to go to Chicago or Nashville or Wichita. St. Louis doesn't got one. You don't have one either.
No, we don't.
You have to go to Washington, D.C., our nation's capital.
Yeah. What a nightmare. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully they survive. It'll be good. They'll survive.
I'd like to do what I can. I wish they would, like, if a business was in trouble, they would tell you the things you need to do. Like if I go to the movies and I have a great time at the movies, and later they're like, movie theaters are doing rough. I wish there would have been a sign at the theater that says, like, you need to buy a popcorn or we're in trouble. Like, we know I always tell you to buy a popcorn, but we seriously mean it this time.
I think that's why...
It's very emphatic lettering.
That's why Movie Pass was so cool when it was cool for, like, the week that it actually worked. But I know Alamo did their own thing, and I believe AMC did their own thing, which I think helps them out a lot, right? Where it's just like you pay this monthly fee, and yeah, you get like a certain number of tickets, you get like a certain number of snacks. Like that stuff I think is cool.
I don't think Marcus has one of those, but if they did, I would sign up for it. I'm at that theater all the dang time. I think soon I'm going to go to that theater and just pop in and buy a gift card for me to use months from now. Just to know that, like, for the first time in 7 months, I have given them some money.
I feel bad
I've
for
done
you
my
guys.
part.
Here's a $20 bill.
Yeah, can I just buy everybody here coffees? What do you guys want?
So apparently, New York Comic Con was also this week.
Yes.
Which I think they did like a live event. Like they had it in a convention center and stuff like that, which I thought was strange. But I didn't really see much coming out of the announcements and stuff. There was nothing I was really interested in, except for the teaser trailer for Invincible. I am stoked about that. How much do you know about Invincible?
Practically nothing.
Okay.
Like, I think by the time the comic got on my radar, I was already aware that it was too long and unwieldy for me to efficiently ingest.
Melissa,
So
one day we
tried.
will read that in our end of the month like thing that we do on.
Is it gonna take us a year? How long is it?
It's like 170 something issues. I've read half of it.
okay.
It's phenomenal so far. I haven't even read the whole thing, and I know people who have read the whole thing are just like, this is bananas. Like, this is great stuff. So I think it will be worth it whenever we get to it. Because I've have read the first half, I don't want to only pitch like the first 2 volumes, because
I understand.
the book ends up changing like 3 volumes in, where like the artwork changes. They got a new artist and stuff, and you can just absolutely tell it's night and day that they were like, okay, the leash is off, go have fun, you know. And it gets bloody, it gets all sorts of stuff. It's brutal. But this is one of those like superhero comics that I think at some point, Melissa, you need to check out, since you are such a big fan of superhero stories and stuff like that. So
Okay, I'm just worried about having to spend an entire year and a half of my life on this.
I mean, look, if you read it on your own time, I wouldn't begrudge you and be like, oh, well, now we can't read it, you know? But yeah, recommended. Recommended indeed.
But then what if I get really into it and then I want to tell people about it and they're also in the same boat of how long is it? I'm not starting that. And then I'm in a club that's just me and you. Which isn't bad. Most of the things we cover are a club of me and you. But I would
One
spend
day we'll
a year
expand.
and a half getting obsessed with something that other people would not get into.
But yeah, but I think it's also, if you end up finding more comic book nerds or people who like the Marvel movies and stuff and don't really know where to get into with all the like big comics and stuff, it's like, hey, you can give them this book. And it's like, you really only need to read this book. You don't need to, know all these histories and stuff like that. Like, you can start with issue 1, and that's it. And it has a definitive, like, start point and an end. And it's done. And like, I think that will entice a lot more people to join your cause. It's still...
For 170 issues?
It's still... daunting to maybe someone who's never read comics, but yeah, that versus I'm Spider-Man 1000 and something, right? It's like, do I have to read all 1,000 of those things? Oh my god! And then the alternate universes, but I thought he was dead in that universe. What? Who is this? Why? There's clones?
See, Kyle, this is why I'm not more into comics than I am. It seems like a burden too heavy to bear.
It's really not. But yeah, I completely understand too. Like, it is daunting for someone looking on the outside, right? Who knows? But yeah, I thought the teaser trailer that they released was really good, and I am excited about that. It looks fantastic.
I like is this New York City itself? It looked like it was.
I don't remember.
But I don't know if it's a fictional city that's just a New York type.
I think it might be a New York metropolis type.
Okay. But regardless, the city looks great.
Yeah.
In this little teaser that I saw, I have no context for anything. I'm just like, buildings, pretty.
Yeah.
Look at them fly around.
Yeah, I think especially, I like, it's one of those things, knowing how much you got into like the first couple volumes of Irredeemable, which is what we're covering on the review show at our like end of the month thing that we normally do. If you like that, yeah, this will be right up your alley. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got on here. Melissa's Cinema Corner. Let's go to that.
Okay, yeah, we haven't checked in a while.
Yeah.
On the Halloween front, I'm still watching some X-Files every once in a while, trying to up my X-Files weekly vitamin intake of vitamin X. I watched both the Addams Family movies. Still very good.
Okay, so yeah, they hold up.
Yes.
Good.
I watched From Dusk Till Dawn for the first time. Kyle, are you familiar with the premise of this film?
I am not.
Oh boy, okay. I'm going to tell you that it starts as a seedy crime drama, and then it turns into something else.
You have my attention.
Puts it in. And then it turns into something else that I will say puts it into the genre of being considered a Halloween movie.
Okay.
But I don't want to tell you what it is if you don't already know. Because like I knew the basic premise going in, and it was exciting to like see what's actually happening, not just know, oh, there's this twist that happens in the movie, but like seeing it before my eyes.
Interesting.
That's how they pulled it off. That's how they execute this crazy plan.
I've probably picked up a detail or two about it, and I just don't realize it.
Yeah, maybe once you start the movie, you'll
like,
remember.
Oh, this is this one. I heard someone mention it once on a blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, I don't.
It is
I don't know that one.
I mean it when it's a seedy crime drama, but the tonal shift that it takes maybe not the tonal shift, but the content shift.
Okay.
The type of conflict that they are dealing with is such a sharp, sharp turn. I don't, just for the sake of the sheer juxtaposition, I'm like, okay, I can work with the seediness, knowing that it's going to turn into something wildly different.
Interesting. Okay. That's good. That's exciting.
Find it somewhere. Yeah. And then for my birthday, Jack and I watched GoldenEye because we wanted to enjoy a bond together of some kind.
That sounds good. GoldenEye was like the Bond growing up. Like that was my Bond.
Yeah, and I think that is pretty much unanimously regarded as the best of the Brosnans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I enjoyed
agree.
it. I'd never seen any of the Brosnans before, but I had a sense of the tone they were working with. This is
was this your first time watching it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was aware of it secondhand when I was a kid. Like, of course, like the commercials, the posters for James Bond were all over the place. Like, even if I never saw a full one of those movies, Pierce Brosnan still implanted on me as the Bond, you know? And, like, I'd see bits of him on TV, or maybe my dad would rent one once. But yeah, this was the first time I sat down and fully watched an entire one of those. I've told you, my James Bond knowledge is spotty but deep where those spots are.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. GoldenEye, I remember enjoying a lot. I kind of remember the movies very quickly after that just becoming much more ridiculous of just like, okay, now this is just a wacky action film, and that's strange, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Not that.
I think that's why
GoldenEye didn't have.
I think
wackiness.
the wackiness of them is part of what made James Bond imprint on me as a kid, because I loved that it seemed to be this mix of the classiest thing possible and the campiest thing possible.
Yeah.
Both of those at once. It's super classy and super like tacky and at the same time.
Yeah, indeed.
It's like the Brookstone of movies. Not just in that it's full of like, or the Sharper Image.
Yes.
Not just in that it's full of gadgets. You know, when you go into one of those stores, like everything's so fancy and impressive and really tacky at the same time.
Yes, it's like, this is really
like
cool.
That
it
feeling.
Makes me feel like I'm wealthy if I'm just in this store. But I would never want to actually own any of these things. Like this.
So my parents have these big, puffy, like overstuffed recliner couches that are like the electric ones where you push the button on the side and it just like eases you back. And they're like, the cushioning is like sinking down on these. We're not super comfortable in them. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to replace it. Do you want it? And I ended up saying no because I live on a third floor.
Get them up
and
there.
I'm not finding a way to get that up the stairs if I know it's not going to be like my forever couch. If it's just like,
baby,
if you're getting
you're
rid
my
of it,
forever
I'll take
couch.
it. Like, no. Yeah, like I need a better reason than that to drag a couch, up 3 flights of stairs and then drag the old one down.
Yeah.
Like I'm only doing this once and I'm really picking out a good couch for that. But also like these chairs, they're really cozy. You know, it's fun that they have the electric button on the side. They literally are, and they look like grandparent couches. Like, I'm not putting these in my apartment. They would look completely out of place. I'm not supposed to have them. This is the couch you visit. This isn't the couch you own until you're at least 46 years old.
The couch you visit.
Like, you can't be 30 years old and own one of those couches. Like, something's gone weird. Like, you've slipped into your own multiverse, and Doctor Strange is to come and, like, set things back right. I'm not supposed to own that couch.
I gotcha. Well, let's see. I'm looking at our list here. We don't have much else. You have something about podcasters. I think that's the more interesting thing to end this this podcast on. Because my other thing is that the show Big O is now 21 years old. They can drink.
Oh my god, it is.
So, wild stuff.
It would have a classy drink too.
Yeah. Indeed.
That's a classy show. Yeah. So on my birthday, it happened that one of my favorite podcasts was doing a live stream show.
Uh-huh.
So I just paid the $15 to watch them live stream, and they were doing it like in a venue that was just them and the camera person, like partially to support the venue itself and help keep it alive,
Sure.
which was good. So I just watched Hey Riddle Riddle, which is a show where these 3 Chicago improvisers try and solve riddles and devolve into nonsense improv scenes.
Interesting.
It's great.
That sounds like
it's
a fun
really
show.
funny. I love it. Check it out. It's it's very, very silly, but I feel like it does also help my critical thinking skills to like hear them walk through riddles.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out because I'm in my head just trying to think about like how it devolves into an improv skit, right? Of just like we're starting with okay, it's a box without hinges, key or lid, yet a golden treasure inside is hid.
I'm gonna see a scene about this.
Like how does that evolve into a scene where the in-laws are coming over and right, and you're having some argument about chicken?
I don't know. You're just gonna have to listen to it. I can't describe it. It needs to be experienced. But like I've never seen these guys before. And I turn the video stream on and I'm like, oh boy, look at all of them. They're all so pretty. And this is a reaction I think I've had every time I've actually seen a podcaster I've just heard before. I love the show called Off Book. It's another improv comedy podcast where they improvise a musical every week.
Nice.
It's really good, strong musical improv. They're so good at it. And like I've been listening to these guys on various podcasts for years. And like I've never seen them. I have no idea what they look like.
That's interesting.
And I found a live show that they did that was on like the Podcast Network's YouTube channel. And I'm watching it. And again, I'm like, these are the prettiest people I've ever seen.
And
is this something you've also experienced where you listen to a podcast and you see the person and you're like, wow, look at him?
I present to the court Paul Bay. That he is a beautiful
Paul
man.
Bay's handsome. Yes.
Yeah, there's I would say there's a good number of very beautiful, handsome, pretty looking podcasters out there. I feel like a majority of them aren't, though, because there are so many podcasts out there, and so many of them are just like 4 dudes sitting around with their microphones with nothing else to do in their life. And I mean, not to say that that's necessarily a bad thing, but like, I just, that's just what they do. I'm glad that they stick to like actual podcasting where we don't have to see them, right? But then there are some that, like have good radio and TV, and they recognize kind of the relationship between what they do as a podcaster and like, hey, we can actually make a good video show, which is what I try to do here on this thing. Hopefully one day we will actually have a good video show. But yeah, like I like my mind is people can listen to this as a podcast. They can have fun with that just as a normal podcast. Or it can be an actual show. Like how fun would it one day when we're rich because everyone is supporting us on Patreon and we can buy like the Whatnauts studio. And this can be like our job, and we have that like here live in the studio, it's Melissa Wilkinson, right? Like I think something like that would be so much fun, and I want to be able to do as much of that as I can, despite me being in Virginia, you being in St. Louis, Ignacio being in Chile. Right, like I still think we can make an entertaining show and something that people can go on YouTube and watch and be like, "This is fun and it looks nice." And gee, they're real handsome. Hopefully, they say that too.
I put eyeliner on for
there
this.
There you go. There you go.
This is what I'm doing to help make this a more visually appealing show. I'm like, heck, I should do makeup this week, while Kyle does actual graphic design
And fancy lights.
I put up Halloween decorations. Oh, speaking of this, next week, do you want to do our second annual? We're gonna turn all our past years' Captain's Log anecdotes into spooky campfire tales. Because we'd be recording it on the 23rd, releasing it like early the next week. Because the next episode after that, we're recording on the 30th. It's a little too late.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that
for
next week.
Like I'm gonna record in the dark. I've been wanting to do this. Not in the dark. I'm gonna put up like some Halloween lights around and like some candles, but like it's gonna be moody, Kyle.
I gotcha.
I might have like a flashlight under my chin. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the horror mood lighting.
I can, yeah. If you want to troubleshoot some stuff to see if we can get a good picture with all of that, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I can
awesome.
see my own webcam feed.
Yeah, sure, but like, I don't know. I'm excited, so I'm just like, yeah, let me help. That'd be great.
Just watch me move holiday lights around my room.
Yeah. I try not to be controlling on stuff, but every now and then I'll just be like, I want to do this. Let me do this.
Yeah, I'll let you decorate my apartment from afar. Yeah, I like what you're saying about a set. Like, that's logistically tricky. But boy, would I love to decorate a set for us to sit in front of.
Try to do with the room I'm in here. I'm still not satisfied with my lights right now with the way things are. I did try to, that this is some of the work that I did this week on the podcast. My lights as I had them, let me see if I can actually go here. Where is my cam? There it is. Filters. So my lights as I had them, Melissa, it won't change for you, but it looked like this originally for people watching on stream or watching on YouTube. And then I was like, you know what? I want to apply some filters because it's too like pink, and I didn't want it to be pink. It's supposed to be red. So I've done some stuff to like make it more red, but I don't know if that's the look that I want exactly. I'm not sure, but yeah, like I'm trying to make this a set, and I was thinking of like it might. Well, I guess I could still do some Halloween stuff. I don't know if my budget will allow it this month, but maybe for Christmas at least, or like end of the year stuff.
Ooh.
I might get some like Christmas decorations and put them up. Just some small ones and stuff like that. But that'd be fun to be like, it's Halloween, I have a pumpkin in the background.
Get yourself a cyberpunk laser tree.
Yeah, cyberpunk laser tree. It's just a metal cone.
It's a lightsaber.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the you've been in those candy shops, right, where they have the big long like lollipop sticks. It's that, but it's just a bunch of lightsabers sticking out of a metal cone.
No. You know those umbrellas they have in Blade Runner that basically are a lightsaber up the middle? Yeah. It's like one of those, but it's just like multiple umbrellas so that it looks like a tree.
That's funny. Good stuff. I think we've had a lot of fun this week. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping and make sure we can keep our house. If you guys did not know, we have multiple podcasts here on the Whatnauts. You guys can find out more information on our website, thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. If you guys like what we do, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can support us for as little as $1 a month. We have all kinds of exclusive content at our $3 tier. We need to get moving on our next thing, which I'm hoping to be our crossplay thing. I will keep my lips shut on that one because I don't know if I've said that publicly what our idea is for that one, but I would like to get going on that and then think of yet another idea we could do either before the end of the year or something, or like right when we get back.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But yeah, we'll get going on that stuff. So be on the lookout for that stuff down the road. And a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you, Sam, so much for helping us out.
Thanks, Sam.
I know Sam was asking me about something. She was having trouble with a Patreon thing, and I have not found a solution yet. So I will get looking on that even harder. But yeah, that's about it for housekeeping. Thank you so much, Sam. Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT.
You can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. You guys can stay up to date with our shows at the Whatnauts on Twitter. Go like, share, subscribe. I mentioned it at the start of the show, but we are at 92 subscribers on YouTube. So please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are trying to get past 100 subscribers before the end of the year. If you guys can help spread the word, that would be fantastic. So go tell your friends, retweet this. If you can, go be like, hey, Mom, go subscribe on their YouTube channel. And I'll be like, hey, Mom. And then,
hi, Mom.
We want the moms here, right?
Yes.
Moms are good.
Yeah, I'd like to. I hope we produce a mom-friendly channel.
Or
depends on what type of mom you are.
You know what? A mom-friendly channel as well as like a MILF-friendly channel. Let's get that going too, right? Yeah. That's about it, though. Trying to think
if you're the actress who played Stacy's mom in the music video for Stacy's mom,
Stacy's
we
mom,
want you on our side.
Going on. Yeah, I think that's about it though. So let's wrap things up there. Go like, share, subscribe. You guys know all that stuff. Yada, yada, yada. We will see you guys next week. This has been episode 116 of The Captain's Log. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.